Well, we've come just in time. We've just found a leopard. Just trying to see who it is. I think it's Tortoise Pan. Was tracking him down Triple M, and the tracks were very, very fresh. So I think it's him. It looks like he's stalking something at the moment. It is Tortoise Pan. So we had very, very fresh tracks, and I was saying to him, "Boy, these tracks are super fresh. It's on top of the rain." And then I spotted him like walking into the bush ahead of us. So nice that we managed to find him. He's been hanging around a lot. He's just crossed into Djuma now. It looks like he's stalking something as well. You see how he's moving around? Head's down on the ground. He's sniffing. Maybe there's even another leopard around. You never know with him. Shidulu could be here. There could also be Kara, but let's try and keep up with him. It's quite thick in here. I don't see any prey animals that he could potentially be stalking, but he's definitely interested in something. With this weather the way it is, I suppose hunting now is not the worst idea. There he is, just in front of us here. Sorry, please excuse the pole. That's from the roof with the rain that we've had this morning. Nancy, say awesome, more spots. I know, very awesome. It's been nice to get lots of views of Tortoise Pan of late. I mean, I've only been back for 3 days, and this is the second time we're seeing him. So he seems to be spending a little bit more time kind of coming into Djuma. He's pretty much taken the exact territory that Hukamuri used to have. It's the exact same areas that he's utilizing, which is cool. So hopefully he'll spend a lot more time on Djuma. But look at that nose. That nose is working overtime. He's definitely intrigued by something here. I don't know what it is, but he's interested in something. So he's moving off a little bit. I mean, there's a very big possibility that we don't keep up with him this morning. The way that he's moving is going to be erratic, and it's fast. You can see he's not moving very slowly today. So I'm hoping we'll be able to keep up with him, but you never really know with leopards. They get into moods, and then it's harder to... Let's see what he does. But yeah, because we don't know him that well in terms of his hunting strategies and what he likes to hunt, we're not really sure on his sort of menu. Every male leopard has its thing. Some will be warthogs, some will be impalas, some will be bushbuck and nyala, some will, target baby waterbuck. It just really depends on the individual. As we know, Hukamuri used to love trying to go after warthogs, whereas, Tingana was never really that big a warthog hunter. He would go after other things. So it always just depends on the individual, and that always kind of dictates what animals then, what areas that they like to move in. So we'll have to learn that about Tortoise Pan. It's going to take a bit of time to learn these things and to understand how he goes about his business. But luckily he's just sat down for us now. I know it's not the best view. There's a lot of branches and things in the way. But what we want is for him to get used to our cars, and even with this roof on. So, we don't want to push too hard with him while we have the roof on. Hope you're asking, is he small? Did you say smaller than Tavangumi in size? I think that's what you said. No, he's much bigger than Tavangumi. Well, not much bigger, but he's heavier set and bigger head and dewlap. He is older than Tavangumi, so he should be slightly bigger. I think Tavangumi at the same age will be bigger than Tortoise Pan from a height point of view, but I don't think stocky wise it'll be pretty similar. Tortoise Pan's not tiny, he's a stocky cat, so I think they'll be quite close in size. I don't think we're going to see a huge discrepancy in the size between them. But it's really cool that we're getting to see him more often. It's one of those things where the western side of the reserve was so quiet for so long, and now again we've got lots going on here with Shidulu, Tortoise Pan, Kara. Nzotini the other day, it was pretty cool to see her coming through. So yeah, it's nice that the western side is starting to see leopards again. Nice to see Tlalambe in the central parts of Djuma this morning and yesterday afternoon. It seems like everything is starting to kind of come back to Djuma after a few days of very little. But I think he might settle down and groom for a little bit now that that impala's moved off. He might find that he's going to just take it easy for a little while, which is perfect for us because we can just sit and take it nice and easy ourselves and relax and not have to drive around in this horrible cold. As we were coming down Triple M, it was terrible. The wind was howling in our faces and it was very, very cold. My hands were freezing. So if he stops and decides just to rest here for a while, I'll be more than okay with that. What I'll do is if he does start to sleep, I might then try and just reposition us slightly, get us into a spot where we can actually see him a little bit less obscured than what we are right now. Actually, you know what I might do is just roll back slightly so his head is not cut off by that branch. Just hold it there, Paul. I know it's going to bump a little bit. There we go. That's better. So if he looks over, we can see him nicely. The good thing, though, is the more that he pushes this side and the more we start to feel his presence here, the more the females that have got cubs with him, so the likes of, Shidulu theoretically should mate with him, even, Zutini, they're going to be a lot more comfortable to cross into this area and spend time in this section. If he, as the father, is dominant here, then it allows them the freedom to move their cubs into these sections, and therefore, we'll see them more. So let's hope that that's the case. We're going to sit here with him and just see what he gets up to. Hopefully he's going to just settle down and we can spend the morning with him.